Hello everyone, in today's session we are going to talk about spotting errors theory part 9. Let's begin. First of all, the index, introduction of adjective, some specific adjectives, important rules of adjectives. So with this session we will learn introduction of adjectives, some specific adjectives and important rules of adjectives. I hope you have understood. Let's read the disclaimer. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Adjective. First of all, let's read the definition of adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. So in other words, we can say it is a word which adds some attributes to a noun or a pronoun. Some specific adjectives: farther, farthest, and further, furthest. Elder, eldest, and older, oldest. Later, latest. Latter, last. Many, much. Less, fewer, and lesser. Verbal, oral. Due to, owing to. Near, next. Some, any. Each, every. Little, a little, the little. Few, a few, the few. So these are the adjectives. We need to learn all of these. Let's begin. First of all, we will learn about farther, farthest, and further, furthest. Farther, farthest, and further, furthest, both forms, farther, farthest, and further, furthest, can be used for distances. Example: New York is farther or further than Lincoln or Selby. So in this sentence, we are talking about distance. New York is the farthest or furthest town. The superlative degree we have used, furthest and farthest. Further is usually used with abstract noun to mean additional, etc. So further has an extra use or additional use in the meaning of additional or extra. Example: no further action is needed in this matter. Here we are not talking about distance, but talking about additional or etc. And it replies how much. How much action is needed? No further. Furthers can also be used with abstract nouns. So we can use further with abstract nouns as well. This was the furthest point they reached in their discussion. So point is not a tangible object. Point is something abstract. This was the furthest concession he would make. Abstract noun again we have used. I hope you have done. Elder, eldest, and older, oldest. Elder, eldest are chiefly used for comparisons within a family, or we can say blood relatives. Blood relation. They imply seniority rather than age. Elder and eldest are used for persons, while older and oldest are used for persons as well as for things. Elder is not used with than, it takes two. Older, oldest is used for age. So while using elder, we do not use than to form a comparison, but we use to with it. And older and oldest is used for age. Ram is my elder brother. So here we are talking about blood relation. Ram is my elder brother. This is the oldest college in our city. age we are talking about, the age of college. Later, latest, latter, last. Later and latest are used with reference to time. Later and last is used with reference to order. So we use later and latest with reference to time to talk about time, and latter and last is used with reference to order or sequence. We can say latest refers to new, means last up to now or very recent. Last means final or no new after that, in order or in sequence. In talking about events, inventions, production, etc., we use latest, and fashions as well. Latter is used for comparison of two in order. For more than two, we use last. Example, he came later than Ram. So here we are talking about time, not an order, not a sequence. He came in the last, so again sequence. Between Ram and Shyam, the latter is more intelligent. Latter means the second of the two. So here Ram and Shyam are mentioned, and Shyam is more intelligent, it means the latter one. The opposite word of latter is former. I hope you have understood. Of iron and silver, the latter is known as white metal. So here again, we are talking about iron and silver. So the latter, that means silver, is known as white metal. This is the latest fashion. So again, I've already talked about it. Fashion, in reference to time, very recent. Lord Mountbatten was the last Governor General of India. So again, the sequence or order. Let's talk about many and much. Many is used for before countable nouns, while much is used before uncountable nouns. So we use many with nouns which are countable, and we use much with nouns which are uncountable, which cannot be counted, like milk, sugar. We can't count them. She didn't buy many books. So here we can say books is a countable noun. So we have used many here before it. Books is a countable noun. So we have used many here before it. We can't use much here. Much books. That would be wrong. We haven't much sugar. So here we have used sugar, which is an uncountable noun, and much is preceding sugar, just because it is an uncountable noun. The comparative and superlative of much and many are same, more and most. So as you know that many is used for countable nouns and much is used for uncountable nouns. The comparative degree of many and much are same. The comparative of many and much is more, and the superlative form of much and many is most. I hope you have understood. Let's talk about less, fewer, and lesser. When we talk about countable things, we use the word fewer. When we talk about uncountables, we use the word less. She had fewer chores, but she also had less energy. So here, chores is a countable noun, and energy is an uncountable noun, which is an abstract noun, we can say. So less is preceding energy, just because it is an uncountable noun, and fewer is preceding chores, just because it is a countable noun. I hope you have understood. We do, however, definitely use less when referring to statistical and numerical expressions. It is less than 50 kilometers to Delhi. He is less than 5 feet tall. So again, lesser means less important. So don't confuse yourself that lesser and less is same. They are different. Less is a comparative degree of little, but lesser has something different. Many lesser speakers also came to speak. It means less important. We are not comparing. Many lesser leaders were present in the function, which means again less important. I hope you have understood. Verbal and oral. Oral communication is spoken rather than written. Example, the written and oral traditions of ancient cultures. An oral agreement. We use oral to indicate that something is done with a person's mouth or relates to a person's mouth. Antibiotic tablets taken orally. We use verbal also to indicate that something is expressed in speech rather than in writing or action. They were jostled and subjected to a torrent of verbal abuse. We have verbal agreement with her. I hope you have understood. We use verbal to indicate that something is connected with words and the use of words. The test has scores for verbal skills, mathematical skills, and abstract reasoning skills. I hope you have understood. Due to and owing to. Due to can be used as a complement of the verb. Complement means what? Complement means which completes something, which completes the subject or an object. Complements are of two types, subject complement and object complement, and of verb as well. Due to means as a result of, while owing to means because of. Example, he failed due to his negligence. So he failed because of what? Due to his negligence. So reason, we are mentioning cause, we can say owing to his negligence he failed. Again, owing to and due to can be used interchangeably. The accident was due to carelessness. Owing to carelessness, there was an accident. There is another use of due to. Due to is also used after a noun and to introduce an adjectival construction as for following. Mistakes due to carelessness may have serious consequences. So here you can say, and you can see as well, that here we have used a noun mistakes. And the phrase due to is used to describe mistakes here. Mistakes is preceding due to carelessness, which is a phrase, and it is an adjectival phrase which is describing mistakes. What kind of mistakes? Due to carelessness. A power failure due to a fault in the cable brought all the machinery to stand still. Again, due to a fault in the cable is describing power failure, acting as an adjective. I hope you have understood. Near next. The adjective near can be used like a preposition, with or without to. To is not normally used when we talk about physical closeness. So we do not use to with near when we talk about physical closeness. But when we talk about abstract closeness, you can say he is near to death, which means he is going to die. So death is abstract, not a physical or tangible thing. Example, he lives near the railway station. Next is used to talk about time or order of space. It means after this. So we use next to talk about time or order of space. Space here doesn't mean beyond our atmosphere. Space means ground, earth, where we live. It means after this. Example here, she got off at the next stop. Here we are talking about sequence in space. Some and any. Here we will discuss the use of some and any. Some is used normally in affirmative with countables and uncountables as well. So we use some in affirmative context, either with countable nouns or uncountable nouns. Let's look another. In interrogative sentences, some is used for request, offer or command, and for which answer is affirmation. In affirmation is expected. So sometimes we use some to express request, offer, or command. And in this situation, the answer in affirmation is expected. That says somebody will say yes, and somebody expected to say yes. I shall buy some books. Books is a countable noun, and we have used some here, which is correct. They have purchased some rice. Rice is an uncountable noun. Here again, we have used some here correctly. So, after reading these two sentences, what you have understood? You have understood that some is a kind of adjective which is used or can be used with countable or uncountable nouns. Will you give me some milk? It is a request. It is a kind of interrogative formation, but it is not actual an interrogation. We are requesting here. It is not a question we are asking. It is a request in form of a question, and is normally used in negative and interrogative sentences for countables and uncountables as well. So we use any in negative and interrogative sentences, either with countables and uncountables. I don't have any pen. So pen here is a countable noun, which is a tangible thing. Have you any novel? So again, let's talk about each and every. Each and every are similar in meaning. Each is used for two and more than two, while every is always used for more than two. So we use each with two and more than two things and persons. Every is always used for more than two things or persons. Example, each of the two girls gets surprise. Each of the 10 students gets surprise. So these two sentences here where we have used each here is not acting as an adjective, but it is acting as a pronoun. With this structure, each acts as a pronoun. But with a structure, when every and each precedes a noun, it becomes an adjective. Or you can say a determiner. Every student gets surprise. So in the sentence A, each is acting as a pronoun, but in the sentence C, each either each or every is acting as an adjective. Every student, every candidate. I hope you have understood. Little, a little, and the little. Little is used for uncountable nouns. Little means what? It means hardly any. It means almost nothing, you can say. It has a negative meaning. Almost nothing. A little means some, though not much. It has a positive meaning. The little means what? Not much, but all there is. All the available, you can say. It also has a positive meaning. Let's look at some examples. He takes little interest in parental business. So what does it mean? We have used little here, and little gives a negative meaning. So to give a negative meaning in a sentence, we use little with uncountable nouns, not with countable nouns. So here a speaker or a writer wants to give a negative meaning. That's why he and she has used little here. He takes little interest, which means he has hardly any or no interest, you can say. We have a little hope of his recovery. It means he may recover. A little means a positive tone. A positive tone. Some. It means some, but not much. He may recover. The little money he had was also spent on medicines, which means all the available money he had, all the money he gathered, he collected, he had no money now. It means he had spent all the money. And money has become definite as well because we have used da before it. That's why a phrase becomes da little. Let's talk about few, a few, and da few. Few is used for countables. Few means hardly any. It has a negative meaning. A few means not many. It has a positive meaning. The few means not many but all there are. Again, all available. It also has a positive meaning. Examples. Few people are fully happy. It means hardly any people or almost no, you can say. We are now talking about complete negation. The word comes in a complete negation is no, or you can say never. But we are talking about hardly any, giving a positive tone. A few persons can write correct English, which means some, not many. It has a positive tone. The few utensils she had were all taken by the thief. Now she has no utensils. It means all the available utensils she had. I hope you have understood. Important rules. Progressive comparisons. The comparative form of an adjective can also be used to describe a characteristic which is becoming progressively more pronounced. Example, the waves are growing rougher and rougher. It means something is progressing. Something is changing. The sounds become fainter and fainter. So, while expressing such sentences, we have to use comparative degree before and after and. Two comparative degrees are connected with and both the degrees will be in comparative form. In formal English, the verb to get is often used in this type of construction. So in formal English, people use get in this type of construction to express something is increasing, something is changing or progressing. The noise is getting louder and louder. The lights got brighter and brighter. I hope you have done it. Important rules. While comparing an object with others, it is necessary to exclude it from the comparison. Example, iron is harder than any metal. which is incorrect. Because iron is one of the metals. Iron is harder than any other metal, which is correct. So we have excluded the subject iron from the metals. Only then we can compare. I hope you understand. This building is larger than any building in the town. So how can one compare? This building is larger than any other building in the town, which is correct. So we have excluded by using other with any. But if we don't need to exclude, we will only use any, not other. Two comparative adjectives are not normally used in a sentence. So as a rule, we can say two comparatives are not used in a sentence. He is more wiser than you, which is incorrect. Here we have used wiser, which is a comparative degree, and more as well, which is a comparative degree of much and many. So which is incorrect. The correct form, he is wiser than you. Here we have corrected the sentence, he is wiser than you. I am comparatively better today. So I have used and we have used comparatively here. And again we have used better. Comparatively itself expressing comparison. Why do we need it? Which is incorrect. I am better today. You can say, I am better today. I am comparatively well today. You can also say. If you want to use comparatively, so you have to use a positive degree of an adjective. Well. In the above sentences, you have used a comparative degree of well and good, bad, which is a better. So if you want to use comparatively, you have to use positive degree with it. And if you don't want to use comparatively, so remove comparatively. If one adjective is in comparative degree, the other should be in positive. So if you find an adjective is in a comparative degree, the other should be in a positive manner. We should also not use any comparative degree adjective with the word comparatively. But we can use rather with the adjectives of comparative degree. She is rather better today. Rather here is intensifying the degree. It is not comparing, not being used as a comparative degree. It is an intensifier, rather. Important rules. Some comparative degrees adjectives ending en or are followed by the preposition to instead of than. Such adjectives are senior, junior, posterior, superior, inferior, interior. All these adjectives are borrowed from Latin, which came before English. Likewise, elder, prefer, and preferable also take preposition to with them. So with these adjectives, you have to use to instead of than because these are borrowed from Latin language. These are not comparative degrees, actually, but the words which are used to compare. He is superior to me. She is junior to me. So here, with these two sentences, you can see that we have used to with superior and junior. We haven't used than here. So you also don't have to use than. Ram is senior to Sham. He came prior to me. Major, minor, exterior, interior, outer, lower, ulterior, upper, former, inner are some words that resemble with comparative degree adjectives are no comparatives. I have already made you understand about this. When we compare two qualities in the same person or thing, we should not use comparatives in ER. Instead, we should use more. So when we compare two qualities in the same person, or of a same person, not comparing with another one. We have to use more with adjectives, not format. Ram is more strong than intelligent, not stronger. So if we compare someone with another or something with another, we use format. But if we compare two qualities of the same thing, of the same person, so we use more plus adjective format. So here we have used more strong instead of using stronger, and here more is preceding. I hope you have understood. She is more clever than intelligent. Again, not cleverer. Important rules. Superlative forms of adjectives. The superlative form of an adjective is used to describe something which possesses a characteristic in the greatest degree. Dheeraj is the youngest boy in our class. So Dheeraj is the youngest in our class, and no other boy is as young as Dheeraj in the class. She is the best actress I've ever seen. The superlative form preceded by the superlative forms of adjective are usually preceded by the and followed by the nouns they modify. I hope you understood. Sham is the tallest boy in the class. So no other boy is as tall as Sham. Nisha is the fastest runner of the team. The comparison of one or more things with a group, when one or more things are compared with a group to which they do not belong, the comparative form of an adjective is normally used. The girls are cleverer than the boys. The girls are being compared with the boys, a group to which they do not belong. Therefore, the comparative form cleverer is used. I hope you have understood. In contrast, when one or more things are compared with members of a group which they belong, the superlative form of an adjective is normally used. So, if they do not belong, we can use comparative degree. If they belong, we use superlative degree. Ashok is the youngest of all the boys in the class. I hope you understood. Important rules. In this example, Ashok is being compared with members of the group identified as all the boys in the class. This is a group to which he belongs. Therefore, the superlative form youngest is used. Logical comparison. While making comparison, care must be taken, particularly in formal English, to ensure that the comparisons are logical and that the appropriate objects are in fact being compared. Example: life in the country is different from the city, which is incorrect. The sentence is logically incorrect because it compares life in the country to the city. In order to be logically correct, the sentence must be changed so that the similar types of things are being compared. The correct sentence would be: life in the country is different from life in the city. So we are talking about life to life, not life to city. This sentence is logically correct since it compares life in the country to life in the city. I hope you have understood. Important rules. Comparative degree of adjectives is used for the comparison of two or more than two. We should use the superlative. Likewise, we should not use superlative for comparing two objects. Which is better, tea, coffee, or milk? Which is incorrect. Because here we are talking about more than two things. And we have used comparative degree here. That's why it is incorrect. Which is the best, tea, coffee, or milk? It is correct. We have used the superlative form of the good adjective good, but in the sentence A, we have used better, which is a comparative form of the adjective good. So using better is incorrect and using the best is correct. He is the best of the two students, which is incorrect because we are talking about two. He is the better of the two students, which is correct. So to express selection in two things or two persons, we can use comparative degree. But with more than two things or persons, we have to use superlative degree. I hope you have understood. Normally, two superlatives are not used in a sentence. Example, he is the most strongest of all, which is incorrect. Because we have used the most, which is a superlative degree, and the strongest, which is also superlative degree. We can't use two superlative degree together in a single sentence. I hope you've understood. He is the strongest of all, which is a correct form. We should also not use other or else with superlatives. So do not use other and else with superlative degrees. She is the most beautiful of all girls, not all other girls. So you can't say not all other girls. You can say of all girls, not all other girls. He is the strongest of all students, but you can't say all other students because he is also one of the students. So we can't exclude students here. Important rules. When more than one adjectives are connected with and, they should be either in comparative or in superlative degree. Ram is wiser and stronger than Shyam. So again, comparative to comparative, wiser and stronger. Ram is wise and stronger than Shyam, which is incorrect because wise is a positive degree and stronger is a comparative degree. Some adjective expressing qualities of highest order or for their extreme meanings can't be compared. Such adjectives are absolute, perfect, full, complete, entire, whole, chief, extreme, unique, universal, circular, square, round, ideal, flat, impossible, etc. So they express their highest qualities. So they can't be compared. A thing can't be more round, more square, as you know. Though we can't find using full, fuller, fullest, perfect, more perfect, most perfect, also most impossible by some writers. Note the structure of the following sentences, one of dash if not superlative. He is one of the greatest writers, if not the greatest writer. This one is of the largest building, if not the largest in the world. Use plural noun in the first part and singular noun in the second part of the sentence. One of the superlative plus plural noun, if not the superlative plus singular noun. So you have to use this kind of structure. I hope you've understood. Note the following structure also. She runs as fast as, if not faster than Shyam. He is as good as, if not better than you, which means someone is equally good as someone else, but not better than someone else. So I hope you have understood the session very well. So let's meet in the next session. Till then, thank you.